What did we say last time? 2 deer, 3 rabbits, go to Milton, come back, craft everything? Something like that. Good morning, everyone. So I think we must be in camp office, right? Yeah. Oh man, I thought it was like day 9. That's why I wrote day 10 plus on the thing. It probably is day 9, and it's about to tick over. These numbers are always weird. Yeah, exactly. Now, I had originally planned to immediately go out, but it's pretty early in the morning. So even though it's foggy out there and nice, we'll probably do 1 or 2 tasks in here first. Hey, DC. Let me just take a quick look. I think we'll repair that shirt finally. Yeah, negative 28. It'll warm up a bit in a little bit. Maybe we'll even get a mag lens. Fire, wouldn't that be something? Good morning, Sirius. Oh, hey, it is mag lens weather. Alright, let me make sure I have a book. We'll go around to that back corner, maybe. Where we'll be out of the wind. Definitely don't mind preserving a match right now. Don't really want to burn that particular book. I'm still thinking we might read those eventually. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the archery book. Let's put this down. Okay, go, go, go. And we gotta go right back inside if this fails. Actually, regardless, we have to go right back inside. It's probably gonna cost me half my temperature bar. Oh, not quite.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
So now we still have 2 matches and 2 flares. So weird how many runs I've had recently. Especially an indoors allowed run like this, where I just haven't found any matches.
Come on, little fire.
Magfire only gets faster at level 5. Yeah, none of the fires get faster until level 5. Unless you use accelerant, but accelerant affects the different fires in different ways. Like starting a mag lens fire with accelerant is still relatively slow. Probably carry 2 cans on me. I don't think I want the pot. Hey, Fernando. Ugh. Bit windy. I don't know, I think this is gonna blow my torch out. Let's go cook this stuff. Might have to wait a bit now. Give it another hour.
Come on, little fire. Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Well, I guess let's make some water. So that's everything. I have a whetstone on me. Still alive? Yep. Alright, let's go see if this wind has calmed down at all. Nope. Still pretty nasty out. Trying not to burn all my coal. $18 minutes until boiled. Alright, let's make one of these then. Gonna go do a quick weather check. And I'll get an hour of sleep if it doesn't look like it's cleared up yet. -14 wind chill. I mean, it seems stable. It's cold, but we can travel in this. Might as well take advantage of it, I guess. Cougar hunt. Not for a little while yet. Ugh, it's getting even windier again now. Oh, you're playing yourself? Alright, let me know how it goes. Oh, I completely forgot I had picked up that rabbit to cook. Well, I'm gonna be smelly anyway here. Looks like we might get forced back inside. Yeah, this is not travel weather. I think we just have to go back with these rabbits. Really? Yeah, this is just too likely to turn nasty. That was a lot of teas invested in that little excursion that didn't get me anywhere. Like four teas or something to do absolutely nothing.
Come on, little fire. Come on. Perfect.
I can probably do that. I don't hear a blizzard. Maybe we go check and see what this weather has decided to do. Okay, so we got one more gut to get here. Man, it really just doesn't want to let up. I really don't want to be stuck here another night. Okay, this is just about my last opportunity, I think, to leave with this fire. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to let it go out. Does look nicer now. Negative 11 wind chill and warmer. Yeah, I think we try to travel in this. If we get turned around again, it's gonna really stink, but... Okay, so I still need to get 2 more rabbit hides. Alright, take 2. Find any more matches? Nope. Still sitting on 2 matches and 2 flares. I'm gonna get rabbits closer to my destination. Since I only need 2 now, it should be pretty easy to find them. Pick up some sticks. I think I'm gonna have a fire up here at the station just to save teas. Wind is getting a little bit stronger, it looks like.
Come on, little fire.
Alright, it's gonna have to be a coal. And then whatever these sticks I can afford to spare. Probably most of them.
I can't feel my hands. Feels like night is coming.
Man, it's just brutal out here.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Water, we're fine on. Alright, I think I'm going to take the risky route. I want to go to the unnamed pond cabin and spend the night there. There should be some deer carcasses around there and up at the lookout. I need to grab those before we head to Mountain Town. Still pretty early in the evening. It should be like some of the best travel temps we'll get. Except the wind isn't great, as usual. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Milton for the matches. It's just, I think, as a long-term investment, I really need to get everything curing here. I need to finish the last couple of deer items and the last couple of guts. Oh, and I need 2 more rabbit hides down. So I need to spend like 1 more day getting that stuff, and then it can all be curing along with everything else while we go to Milton. Ugh, and there's the spraying situation here. It looks like this hill is ascendable. But I did not think about this when I was planning my route. Gonna have to be really careful heading back towards trappers too. Got a little bit of sprain risk there. Looks like we cleared it relatively easily though. Okay, we'll loot all the matches and everything from the river area here. River and lake area on the way home. Obviously with this weather, I just want to get there as quickly as possible. I don't think I have... Oh, I have a knife. Yeah, I can harvest these. Alright, this is worth the time. I'll spend a tea on this. It'll almost be worth it to start a fire here. Was that wolf scared off by me, or is there a bear over the hill here? There is a bear in these parts. There's something over there. Okay, there's just lots of wolves around. Alright, let me see. If I can't get to this cabin, we have to start a fire right now. I think we make the cabin. Okay, we should be okay. Can stop sprinting now. Whew. Always gotta make it tight. Crampons don't add seconds to the safety time. The safety time is 10 seconds regardless of whether you have crampons. What they do is they slightly reduce the risk if you go past the 10 seconds. So really the trick is don't go past the 10 seconds. It's not worth risking whether you have crampons or not. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Because if you're not paying attention to the sprain timer, then they'll save you from all those times. They'll save you from several instances where you went over the 10 seconds. But the point is, if you're playing like your life depends on not getting a sprain, which it literally does for me, then it's not going to make that much of a difference. I mean, basically, if I accidentally get myself into a very bad situation and I'm forced to roll a sprain risk, then obviously going to like 8 or 9 seconds and crouching and facing along the slope and having the crampons on, right? Doing all the things that reduce the risk of that sprain rolling might save my life. Ugh, this is nasty. I wanted to go get this deer, but yeah, it's not happening. Okay. Forget it. Well, you can always carry the crampons and swap them out when you're going over risky terrain. Well, yeah, DC, I wouldn't recommend playing Perfect Misery unless you know exactly how the slope mechanics work. I guess we just get some sleep now. Let's call it, maybe 5 or so. Hey, Thomas. Yeah, the crampons are largely useless on this run because I also can't afford to get tired, so we can't even use the sprains or we can't even use the crampons to execute exhausted climbing. -47. Yikes. I don't think we have much to harvest out here right now. Now let's just keep sleeping, wait for it to warm up a bit. We could potentially get some rabbits this morning. I know rabbits spawn around here, I just have to really go far enough away for them to spawn in. They should spawn, like, over there somewhere, so let's walk this way a little bit. And then come back, and maybe they'll have spawned in. Gonna have to be pretty quick, though. Already at 1/4 temp down. I do see something over there. Yeah, that looks like a rabbit. Alright, let's try to get one rabbit before we get cold. This is looking pretty hopeless. Okay, I think we got it. Just barely. Oh my gosh, I died to this. No! Run, run, run! I can't believe I did this. Oh, we're dead. I died trying to get a rabbit. 3 inches from the house. The worst part of it is I died to a bug, right? Because the issue is that the rabbits don't spawn until you get far enough away. So if I had just been able to walk out, grab the rabbit, and come back... Man. It's crazy how quickly it can go from everything's fine to... It doesn't matter if I lost a point or not. The hypothermia risk thing came up, so it's a death. It's not... no longer a perfect run, even if it says 105 to 105. Crampon wouldn't have done anything there. What are you talking about? Lost to a bunny. Got killed by a bunny. I even tried to, it's the... See... It's the rheumatic joints, right? Like, I was thinking, well, at least I can sprint back. But the sprint does nothing. And I even tried to drop the bunny to increase my move speed, because I was like, I'm going so slowly. But it didn't matter, because I wasn't even overweight. Alright, well. We'll try one more perfect misery run, but I'm gonna have to, I don't know, maybe we'll get the, yeah, milliseconds exactly. I think it came down to less than a second at the end. I think I'm gonna have to get the thermos sooner. Maybe we try the early Timberwolf Summit route. Alright, there's no way this works. Can't believe I did that. And that's like 10 days worth of progress just down the drain. But see, that's what I'm talking about. It's the same with it's the same with going out to start a fire in the morning, right? Like if I had gone outside and tried to start a fire with the mag lens, we could very easily just be cold before we know it. That is a silly fun death to add to my collection, it's true. But I feel like I've died to stuff just like that before. Like times where I thought, oh, I can probably make this. Not in the instance of trying to catch one bunny, though. I think if we don't get a start in like 5 tries here, we're gonna go back to Outer Misery. I'm gonna do the thing where we allow the matches from Thompson's if we haven't found matches by that time. Right, the RNG guard. This looks like it might be a start, though. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This one's gonna be tight. A quarter at this little snowbank here is pretty much my target, and we're just under, I think. Not quite as good as that. I don't think we quite make this one, but I'll play it out. It just shows how incredibly unforgiving this start is. Yep, got hypothermia risk just as we were opening the door. Just at the tail end of opening the door. Once again, lost by a fraction of a second. Now, one thing I would be willing to do, maybe, is RNG guard for the perfect misery start, right? Like, you start, and if you get a close that's that start at the beginning, you say, well, with the perfect spawn, I would have made it. Just to avoid having to restart 15 times. You guys know how it is. Alright, let's try and one more. And then we're switching. This is obviously dead. Final attempt. And then we'll try something else. Now this is a trash start too. Alright, so for Outer Misery, we're going back to the Outer Misery train. We're going to the plane crash to make sure we get gloves. Then I have to loot the maximum amount of places between the plane crash and Thompson's, to where if I haven't found matches, I have time to get inside and get matches before I get hypothermia. So that's probably just point of disagreement and nothing else. Then, goat down. Actually, you know what we probably could do? If we're not going to make the plane crash before we get cold, looks like with this start we won't. Let's try going to check Skeeters first. Yeah, we're not going to make plane crash before we get cold. So it doesn't matter about trying to get the clothing on in time. I think it'll be faster to check Skeeters from this side. There's a few containers there that could spawn gloves or matches or something. Yeah, because it's like right here.
Jesus, this is cold.
Feels closer at least. Oh my gosh, it's Timberwolves. Alright, forget that.
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
So yeah, based on how last Perfect Misery went, I think there's something to be said for just taking the route that gets me the maximum amount of clothing possible as early as possible. And that's definitely Plane Crash, Summit, Homesteaders for the combat pants, and potential good stuff. There's usually a Mackinac somewhere in Ash Canyon, frequently at least. You can get a thin wool sweater. You like fill most of the clothing slots and get some decent top tier stuff. So I'd probably be in significantly better clothing shape.
I think I can use this.
And if we're feeling really optimistic, we even starting from day 4, we just hole up wherever we are and harvest a bunch of rabbits and deer stuff. Then finish the little loop, and when we come back, go ahead and craft the stuff. So that plan is saying forget the early forge. Did I loot this yet? I did, okay. This feels like kind of a trash start, but maybe it'll suddenly get better here.
This will come in handy.
Antibiotics. Double wool toque. But really nothing else. A bad coat. Yeah, even if I find mat or gloves at the crash, it's not really worth it. I was testing something here the other day off stream, and I did a misery spawn, ran up to the plane crash, and found 2 pairs of combat pants. It's like, where's that RNG when I'm playing on stream? Oh yeah, DC, that's the other thing, is if I go to the summit, I can, I can get all my ptarmigans there too. You get a lot of free food. There's lots of places in Timberwolf, Ash Canyon, where you can get all that clothing too, so, get a lot of ptarmigans, I mean. I still think the best spawn I've ever seen, I think it was one of Zach's runs, but it was on Loper, and it was 7 best in slot items. So it was like wool toque, underwear, combat pants, ski jacket, wool socks, a
Cold.
couple other things. Like, it's hard to even list all of them. Oh, thin wool sweater, I'm sure, was on the list. Okay, we got deer, perfect.
Oh, so cold.
Okay, we'll check you. An arrowhead. What a troll. I thought there was a container there. Oh, the containers are just missing. You think overall the temperature you end up saving cumulatively from clothing saves you teas and travel time in the long run? Yeah, probably. And I think the thing to remember is, like, once you, like, you want to travel quickly for the first 3 days because it's like warm out. So you do as much as you can, and then wherever you are at that point, you really just want to hunker down and craft as much clothing as you possibly can from that point forward. Because it's not getting any colder except for frigid bones. And even if you roll frigid bones on day 6, then it's even more important that you spent that time crafting the clothing. And you can still run, at least, unlike last run. Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you really want is just roll the 50-50 of getting Sour Stomach or Haunted Mind, because they don't really do anything. So then you get until day 16 without any actual penalties, which I think makes a big difference. Getting either the sprint one or the cold one severely hampers your travel. Are we back to try after try with no gloves? Starting to look like it. Let's see if there's a guy down here. Nope. Don't see a soda either. Double wool toque, as usual.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
It's basically the same situation as last time. Craft gloves. Yeah, you need a sewing kit for that. So if I found a sewing kit and a decent amount of cloth, then I would play it out. But with no sewing kit, it's not really worth it. And if I found like some amazing set of clothing, then I'd say, okay, maybe it's worth going at least to the car crash to see if I get gloves or a sewing kit there. But with a substandard clothing spawn, it's not even really worth it. Hey Kirk, you never... You don't want to know what happened. Don't even ask. I'm sure someone in chat will fill you in though.
Did I say I hate being told? Because I really do.
A rabbit killed me, yeah.
Too cold to think.
I went out on a cold morning and said, surely I have time for one rabbit. Time to grab one rabbit.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Hey, I got a flare. That's kind of exciting. I got a head covering. Well, now I'm a little unsure as to what to do because a flare is not matches. We could go check the other flare spawn. If we have 2 flares, we should be able to make it to Coastal Highway until we get matches. Or I could save the flare, go to Thompson's, and trade it in for at the RNG God. Trade it in for matches. This wind is actually directly in my line of travel, it looks like.
I think I can use this. This will come in handy.
Yeah, flare or not, no gloves and trash clothes isn't really a good spawn. That might put it over the edge, I guess. That's decent clothing. Alright, let's give it a shot. Really hoping for gloves up here. But this wind might be what actually does it for me. Alright, no more spawns where I have to run into the wind. It takes too long to get anywhere. Alright, let me know when you guys are done quoting Monty Python. I feel like these outer misery spawns are breaking my brain. Like, they're causing me to behave in ways that make no sense. Like, in what world do I spawn into outer misery, get a blue flare, a wool toque, a thin wool sweater, multiple other clothing items, and then say, restart. Command console in the starting gear you want to use. Yeah. Not a bad idea. Just be like, I'm not allowed to loot anything in Pleasant Valley, just give myself everything at the start. We have to leave the region before we can loot.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Oh, we actually are still warm. Let's throw these clothing on and see if we can last a bit longer. I didn't get quite enough to make it last very much longer, but this is a warm start. A warm start with combat pants.
Goddamn freezing.
Okay, come on, let's just do the run. We actually have a little bit more time than usual to make it over.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
The game is like, nope, sorry, every other suitcase is empty or has film or antibiotics in it. turns into a set path. Well, there's several paths that work. It's just a question of getting the RNG. Right, like you could start at the spawn and go in any direction. This is just one of the most likely ones to work, I think, is the deal. But you could go in pretty much any direction, get some matches from a car, get a sewing kit or gloves, and yeah, this is just as junky as the other start. What do you guys think? Do you want to watch more Outer Misery starts, or do you want me to play Outer Nogoa so we can actually just play the game? I'll take a quick poll of my 14 current viewers in chat to see what people want. What happened to the last Outer Nogoa run? We forced the spawn in HRV. Everything was great, and then we hit the 6% chance of no bedroll at all. I'm gonna do one more misery start while we're thinking about it. Maybe let's just do some random Outer Nogoa starts. That way, we're not just doing... Right, because there's lots of viable Outer Nogoa spawns. And I don't know why I didn't think of this last time, but we can RNG and the, we can guard against the no bedroll situation by just saying that that one bedroll spot in Bleak Inlet counts as outdoors, right? So we'll always have a bedroll. Right, so we won't have the situation where we make it like 30 days into a run and then find out that we don't actually have a run after all. In your misery run, clothes have been so difficult. Yeah, it's a bit easier when you can go inside because you can, there's like the guaranteed combat pants. There's a few like better things you can get. Can you come over here?
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Okay, so Fernando's saying Nogoa, Sirius is saying Nogoa's fine. Might be making a decision right here. Nope, we got lucky. I won't spoil anything. Those are gone along with other items. The combat pants. No, I think I saw the part that you're talking about. You don't have to worry about the spoiler. So not only did I see the part that you're talking about, but I predicted it well in advance because I don't know if you went back and watched it, but you can actually see what's about to happen on your screen. You don't even need sound.
Nobody needs this anymore.
And even before I could see it, right, I was looking for it, which is probably the difference between you and me, because I travel a lot in that area, and so I knew that there was a chance of it, and so I was looking for it. And then I saw it, and then you went happily on your way. Completely ignoring it. So yeah, I knew that wasn't going to end well for you.
I'll take it.
Well, this has been an absolute trash spawn. Found a shirt and a pair of sports socks. Alright, who was saying that I need a break? It has been an hour and a half almost. Okay, so when we come back, Outer Nogoa. Let me get the oh, we've got these no caves pre-qualified starts. Those are the ones where I know there's a bedroll. Alright, I'm gonna take a break and we'll come back and talk about this. Hey, Turkey. Okay, see you guys in 5. Alright, I'm back and I think I know what I want to do. Definitely out of Nogoa. I want to do the 0 hours indoors version, right? So that's where you can't use the back of the caves, but it's still, you know, it's still pretty reasonable. Pretty normal. All we want is those acorn pancakes with maple syrup. I think the big thing is I want to do random spawns, right? Because I'm sick of doing the same spawn over and over again. So I don't really want to do HRV, right? I want to just get some interesting spawn that isn't the same thing that we always do. So let's do random, and we'll probably toss out if we get HRV or something simple like Mystery Lake or something. We'll see. And yeah, I'm just going to allow all the Bleak Inlet bedrolls, because in Nogoa in particular, you really just need a bedroll. Don't want to play a long time and find out that I got completely screwed over by the RNG. Alright, so we need to load a, here we go. Load this just to get the code. Okay, so new, custom, that's the Nogoa code. We're gonna go completely random, and let's see what kind of a spawn we get. What is this? I don't recognize this at all. Forlorn Muskeg. Oh, we're over here. You know what? I'm probably going to toss this one in the trash, but I want to try something here. Let me see if I can execute on this. We're going to do something very... If I can even figure out where I am, we're going to do something very non-standard. Okay, so I think that's the island, and I want to be back over this way. I think I've got it.
It's so cold.
Yeah, this is the secret path across the ice
Down for a bit.
to take us to Spence. I'm just gonna go to Spence on the off chance there's matches there. I'll take this start just because it's so unusual. But I'm not gonna do the standard, like run to poachers, get the flare, make a bunch of teas, do the standard route into Mystery Lake. We'll just take the RNG here, or we'll restart. Should try to get some cattails. Don't see any yet, though. New challenge idea on Voyager, and the only goal is to is the acorn pancakes and maple syrup. How fast can you do it? Alright, let's go see if we have a run. Yeah, we likely don't, but... it'll be funny if we do. Probably grab a piece of birch bark or so on the way in, if they spawn this far over. Maybe there'll be some newsprint, or we can just harvest a stick. Okay, so where would matches be? Or a flare? You can check in here. I think the main place they'd be is on the bench over there, but there's probably a couple other places we could get lucky. You can check the safe. Do fire starters ever spawn in the safe? I don't think they do. Maybe in here. Fire starting book. That automatically starts a fire, right? This could have matches. Yeah, I knew it was a pretty slim chance. Alright, let's just check the safe for fun and then we'll restart. Get all the nice things we can't have. So, in the past, there were guaranteed matches here, right? 56 or something. So, this actually was a really good start at one point, I guess. $10.44. Alright, Astrid, eat your maple syrup, and then we're going to sleep. You can build a fun challenge around Lily's face for your birthday. Nice. Wait, really? That didn't kill me? Ow. Oh, because I wasn't tired enough. Why? Like 4 hours surely should be enough. Oops, no, 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 no. Forget. No, 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 no. Back. Alright, new random spawn. Let's get something that's not the standard HRV, Milton, FM, Mystery Lake. Those are like all pretty standard, pretty solved, pretty easy. This Broken Railroad? If this is Coastal... Oh, I think it's Broken Railroad, unfortunately. Oh no, this is Mystery Lake. Ugh. No, I've already decided I don't want this. I want something that's not one of those. I'll even take a Far Territories fun. Just to mix things up. This looks like it might be Far Territory. Where are we? Transfer pass. Okay. So I think we just immediately leave. We gotta get through here and get to the flare, I think. I wonder how much damage I'm gonna take from this. From this trip. That's nice. Okay, we're officially doing something new that we never do. Feels good. Perfect pilgrim. Pretty sure perfect pilgrim would be a walk in the park. Yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but maybe perfect naked pilgrim could be a thing. Even that would probably be easier than perfect misery. Let's get some stones, I guess.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Yeah, Kirk, but why would you need to hunt? You can't wear any clothing, and there's enough food in the world to live for hundreds of days on Pilgrim without ever needing to hunt anything. Well, while we're running through a blizzard, I wanted to run something by you guys. I'm thinking about streaming some other games too, especially since I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we might be in a bit of a rut with these outer streams. It might be fun to climb out of it with something unrelated. So I got a couple things I'm thinking about. 7 Days to Die, Raft, Don't Starve. Don't Starve would preferably be Don't Starve Together, maybe with some other people. I don't think I want to play something blind on stream. I think I'd rather save that for videos, just to avoid spoilers. Hey, Pickle. How is your misery run going? I saw you were streaming earlier. Yeah, so I have this idea for a raft challenge. I'll let all 20 of you in on this little secret, where you can't use the hook at all. Like, but you have to be able to use it to harvest stuff, right? But you can't cast the hook to reel stuff in. I think it's only a challenge for the early game, though, and then after that it kind of... I think it gets a lot easier. Day 14, Misery have backpack and hauled everything down from Summit. Nice. Alright, I want every single piece of coal from this tunnel. Let's try not to miss anything. Did one episode of it and it was a train wreck. Raft. Had either of you played before? I've played it before, but it's been a long time, and I think there's a lot of new content since I played. Oh, you skipped the summit and the backpack pickle when you had last time. Oh yeah, if she had played and it was your first time, I can see that being a recipe for major confusion. Alright, health isn't looking too bad. Unfortunately, we're probably going to get frostbite pretty soon here. And we haven't found any clothing to mitigate it. No teas here. Yeah, there's the frostbite on the hands. This will prevent the head frostbite for a while, most likely. I don't think I got any tinder at all. Watched a little gameplay of Raft a long time ago, probably a lot more developed now. Yeah, I think it's fun. The other thing I was thinking about playing that's another sort of casual game, but then I would add a challenge to it, is Stardew Valley. There's a lot of fun Stardew Valley challenges, and there's like mods and stuff for it, but you can add like a bunch of crazy things to it to make it a lot harder. And I think the fire can be started right here on these bumps. Let's get this tinder crafted. Okay. That'll be interesting. Been playing that yourself as a break. Kirk, you've been playing Stardew Valley?
Come on.
Yeah, I've been following this guy called Fungus on YouTube, who's playing the tile locked version where you have to buy every tile in the game before you can have access to it. So you start out like not being able to move anywhere, and then you have to buy access to individual tiles to be able to walk onto them. It's pretty funny. Ugh, only one tea. We must have gotten like a single reishi mushroom or something. Where would that be? Materials? Yeah, single reishi and 8 more rose hips. I mean, a tea is a tea, I guess. It could be worse. Yeah, never leave the farms. The one that interests me most is the self-sufficiency type challenges where you can't like buy seeds. You can't like buy stuff from most of the shops. You can't buy wood and stone. You can't buy like most of the recipes. Right, so basically everything that can be crafted yourself has to be crafted yourself or like found through your own methods. Obviously there's certain exceptions, right? Like you still have to get Clint to do the tool upgrades for you. But you can at least farm the resources yourself. Or, you know, you could be more strict and just say, well, you're not allowed to get the tool upgrades because that involves making a purchase. And then there's some minor stuff, like to get married, you have to purchase a certain item from Pierre. And, some stuff like that. But there's a lot of workarounds to it. Anyway, I've kind of been theory crafting in the back of my mind. I've wanted to do a self-sufficiency style challenge for a long time, but I was thinking about doing that combined with something like the Tile Locked, where you have to purchase access to everything before you can use it, including the tiles. Because the one thing about the self-sufficiency is there's no use for money then. So it kind of adds a little bit of an interesting element if you throw the money in as a thing that allows you to just purchase access to some elements of the game. DC, are you talking about for me? I would probably stream it just because, I don't know, Stardew Valley is a pretty light game. Like, even as a challenge mode, I think it'd be more fun to just hang out and chat with people. And it's not like I'm worried about spoilers for anything like that. The main reason to do recorded series for me at this point is if I've got a very particular series in mind that I want to do like a very structured version of, like what I'm doing with the one match challenge right now. Or if I'm playing something blind and I don't want spoilers. But yeah, at this point if I did a Stardew Valley challenge it would be streamed. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I actually came way in here. Pretty sure this is not over yet. It is not. This is kind of an interesting start. We got a single frostbite, and we're at... where the heck is it? We're at 62% condition. I guess that's a little bit on the low side, considering we got very little resources. We've got a coal and a couple of sticks, and a single tea. Alright, let's go see if I missed any coal. Down this way. And then I think, unfortunately, we're just going to have to pass time and boil water until it's time to go. Well, looks like if there was any coal mist, it was way back there. So yeah, if you guys would be interested in that, anybody who knows a lot about Stardew Valley or the available mods, definitely feel free to drop your ideas in my Discord. The main thing is I needed like a cohesive plan, right? How to fit the tile locked idea in with the self-sufficiency idea, and kind of make everything fit together. One of the things I really don't like about playing Stardew Valley is how powerful it is to just focus on one way of making a lot of cash, like ancient fruit wine or something like that. So I was thinking of maybe having some rule to prevent monoculture farms like that. Preferably something simple that's easy to understand. Or maybe there's even some sort of economy mod where the more you sell the same type of thing, it's worth less and less. That's probably the simplest way to do it. Yeah, so add in the need for the money because you need to purchase access to various things, including the tiles that you want to walk on, and then use some sort of economy balancing mod, so that you can't just produce a huge amount of one thing to earn the money. Volume discounts. Yeah. Well, the thing is, for something like ancient fruit, that once you get it going, you can just like grow it everywhere, all over the place. You can have huge amounts of it, and it's worth so much. Even if it was like, oh, if you sell a lot, it's worth 20% less. That's not really going to stop anybody. So it would have to be like, the more and more you sell of something, the value basically drops to zero because you've completely flooded the market. That sounds calmer. Alright, let's assume... assuming probably isn't the safest idea. Let's get warmed up. I guess we'll go take a look real quick. Make sure I've got the right idea. And then we can, grab everything and go. Yeah, okay. We'll try to make it work with this. Yeah, Kirk, something like that. I'm sure there's a balanced economy mod or something like that. I'm almost sure I've read about something like that. Not dipped into the mods yet. Yeah, well, you know me. I mean, I haven't either. I don't typically mod games. I prefer to do the, like, self-imposed challenge. But I really like the tile-locked idea, and there's really no way to do that without a mod. So it basically, you're basically required to use a mod if you want to do that. We don't think we ever actually healed frostbite risk, so it looks like we're gonna get head frostbite unless we get really lucky. And I guess that's the bad thing about this spawn is you start really light on resources. I think I want to... Let's go loot these cars and see if we can get something good before we try to climb down into the ravine. There's a couple of trucks up here. There's a couple of trucks down around the maintenance shed. We can loot all that out. Yeah, as much as I enjoy Stardew Valley, it's just, I mean, you guys know how I am. I want a significant amount of challenge in my games. It doesn't have to be, like, the most brutally hard thing ever. Wow, that's kind of cool. Okay, there's garbage in here. Wow.
starting to feel numb. Right here. I thought I'd wake up again.
You guys are so funny. You ever give up? Well, found gloves, but not much else. Now this wind is just ruining my life. Stay warm for a total 24 hours to get rid of frostbite? That would be nice. Yeah, that's not happening. Yes, Pickle, we very unfortunately had to move on from Perfect Misery. It was not a pleasant situation. I died to a rabbit. Oh my gosh, let me walk.
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
We now have frostbite on our head and hands.
I could eat anything right now.
Oh, seriously? Thought I had tinder. We must have failed a fire start at some point. Well, there goes my singular coal. Nice footprints. Alright, well I guess we got nothing to do then. Make a little bit more water. Not that we need it. I didn't find any more teas that entire excursion I just made. Hopefully I'll find some in the ravine. Oh no, I think we got a wind shift. This could be bad. Bears coming down here? What are you guys circling over? I guess there was a body there. Yep, there's the bear.
Can you eat trees?
Okay, this I gotta see. I was gonna say, did they have him pathing up there? What is he doing? Did he hear something over here? Like, there's no reason for him to be coming this far. Not that I know of, at least. Alright, can't forget my can. So what do you guys think for next stream? Raft? 7 Days to Die? Don't Starve? Stardew Valley? What was the other one? There's a lot to choose from. Maybe I'll look at the Stardew Valley modding stuff and see how hard that is to get set up. And heck, maybe long term that'll give me the confidence to set up the long dark mods too. I really want to play Scarcity again with mods.
Sure getting cold.
Aha, that's why I missed the stem last time. It's on the left over here.
I can use this.
You'd say raft? Yeah, raft is a good starter one to do.
Damn. Freezing.
We don't have any matches. This could spell disaster. This coffee is not going to do me much good if we can't even cook it. Ooh, Subnautica is another one that I had an idea for a challenge for. I wanted to do Subnautica. I have this whole idea where I can't, like, I have to pay for all the power I use, so it's like a powerless challenge where you don't get the free power from... Oh, we got the fire striker. Nice. Maybe we just start a fire right here then.
Perfect.
Cold brew coffee. Serious? You're changing your vote to Subnautica? So anyway, the idea is, you know how your life raft has solar panels? So every time you go to craft, you basically use the free energy from the solar panels to craft. So my idea is you launch into the game and I'm trying to remember, I think you need a minimal amount of free crafting to start off with. I'll have to go back and rethink this whole thing. But the basic idea is you have to pay for everything using found power cells and the batteries, which means you have a very limited amount of resources to work with. And you can't use solar panels or thermal energy plants or anything like that. And you can't use vehicles. Well, I guess you could use them, but I think I wanted to do it with no vehicles and no bases as well, because those kind of give you free power as well, right? Because it gives you a free source of oxygen when you're deep underwater. So yeah, it would be like a no base, no vehicle, powerless. That's one I've had on my list to do for a long time. Maybe we'll do that one on stream, because that's easy. I don't need any mods for that. We can jump right into it once I figure the details back out. And yeah, that's just a fun game to exist in. Alright, not really much else to do here. I guess we'll pass time on this. We don't need to be carrying that canister around. Whatever that was that I picked up. Is that a tool? Oh, this counts as a health item. Subnautica is great. Yeah, sounds like we got a few votes for Subnautica. So maybe I'll try that one out next time, and then we'll see, based on how that goes, if we want to continue it or if we want to switch to one of the others.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
Of course, now that I found the fire striker here, it looks like we actually have a run. But we can alternate. We can come back to this in a little bit.
So tired. I could lay down right here.
I guess I gotta think about what do we even do once we climb out of here. I've got the fire striker, so maybe we just continue on to... Do we just leave here and go straight to Spence? And we can sleep there? I have a lot of fuel. The fact that I'm completely out of energy. And we don't really have a reliable way to sleep. Yeah, I think we go sleep at Spence, and then we either go into Bleak Inlet for the bedroll, or possibly... Oh no, we can't because we're doing 0 hours indoors, so we'd have to do we'd have to go through the ravine anyway. So we check Mystery Lake for the bedroll. If it's not there, then we go to Bleak. Okay, that seems like a plan. We're gonna be pretty far behind on, well, everything, but that's okay, I guess. Well, DC, behind relatively speaking. Like, we're certainly... I would say when I'm ever ahead, when I have an HRV spawn, that's when I'm ahead. Way ahead. Okay, I got kind of a weird idea here. I think we're gonna go just across this back area because there's some shrooms here we can grab.
I am too tired to think straight.
Like right over here, and then we can head straight up. Pretty sure there's some around here. Hope this wasn't a complete waste of time. It feels like we need a couple of teas, you know, before we carry on. Ooh, and instead of going straight to Spence... Okay, no, I actually like this idea. We can check all of the snow shelter spots relatively easily in Muskeg. Well, this was a disaster. I thought for sure there were a couple of mushroom stumps over here. Absolutely nothing. And these are cold now, of course. Yeah, aren't there mushrooms there? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure that is a spot.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Yeah, pretty sure that there should have been. That's where I stand too. Well, at least we got the fire striker without having to go all over creation for it. Overall pretty lucky spawn here, I think. Like, as far as a transfer pass spawn goes, this one turned out pretty well. Now, can we be sheltered on one side or the other of this? Not here. What about this side? Yes, okay. Hey, Pixel. I'm here just in time, unfortunately, I think, for the end of the stream. This is the only time I'm going to be able to save the game for a while now, so... when we come back next time, we'll just have to, pick this water up, heat up some teas, and get out of here. Well, when I say teas, I guess it's going to be only coffees, because that's all we've got so far. But yeah, so I think I'll stick with my plan. We'll head out of here, we'll go... Once you enter Muscat, you can go just to the north. There's a ton of mushrooms. There's a possible camp. And then you can check another possible camp on the way to Spence, sleep at Spence, and then loop around, get all the mushrooms, and check the other two possible camp spots on the way out towards Mystery Lake. So we should find a camp regardless. And then, you know, from there, go for the bedroll and on. But... you know what? I guess if the wind ended... Let's just put the stuff down and get one more... Did I pick that up? I might have let it boil off. Let's get one more hour of sleep while this warms up, and we'll use that save. Oh, it just got blown. That's fine. Still better to just have it, I think. Okay, 3, make another batch of water. Okay, we'll use this as our save. Maybe there's a ton of mushrooms. Once again, it's all relative, right? Alright, so we got fog, late evening. Gonna be pretty nice outside. Got some warm coffees, some water to collect. We'll leave it there. So next stream will either be more of this, or if I get the Subnautica thing set up or anything else, maybe we'll take a break from Long Dark and try some other games. Spice things up a bit. Alright, thanks for your input, everyone. If you got any more suggestions for other games to play or challenges to do in like Stardew Valley or something like that, feel free to drop those in the challenge run channel in the Discord. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time.